What's going on, everybody? Checking in. I want to talk about something that I've been wanting to do on this channel for a while. I feel like I mentioned this months ago. Like, I know I mentioned something about doing like a rom-com kind of a video, and it never happened. It never came to fruition. I think now is a good time to do it. I've got a lot of other projects that I'm working on, that I'm in the middle of. I'm going to be dropping a video next week after this one about a series that it's actually right behind me called Seventh Garden. I read that series like I guess at this point like a couple of months ago. I've been writing a script for it. I've been, just kind of working on it. And I wanted to have something to like fill a space between when I drop this video that I'm dropping right now and then another video that is my currently reading video that I'm going to be dropping. I didn't want to drop two kind of currently reading videos at the same time. I'm a person that I've been really into rom-com manga and rom-com anime for a pretty long time. Almost as long as I've been watching anime, I've been, consuming the two. I just did a video too about Kowloon Generic Romance, which is really good manga, and if you're into rom-com manga, I think you should check it out. However, I just want to say this up front too. I am not a super big rom-com enjoyer. I don't know that much of it, so these are just things that I've read recently, and these are the most recent ones that I've read. I've read a bunch of other stuff, and I didn't want to just talk about every rom-com thing that I've read, so this is more geared towards like the stuff that I just read right in the last like month or two, so that it's that fresh for me. And some of it's like older stuff, it's been out for a while and you've probably read all of it, and I'm just reading it right now, but I want to talk about this stuff. So I don't really know what to call this video. I'm just going to call this one, I've been reading rom-com manga, so this is the stuff we're going to talk about. There is no real order to this. I'm just going to go down the line. I picked 5 volumes of things that I've just recently been reading. I was actually going to include Mysterious Girlfriend X in this, and I have it right here. I was going to talk about this manga as well, but I'm going to save this for its own video because I really like this series a lot, and I kind of just want to dedicate a whole video to it. It's kind of gross. It is kind of gross, so like I think that it kind of stands apart from the other stuff that I'm going to talk about, and I feel like because it is a classic, it deserves to be kind of talked about on its own. So this is going to be a separate video. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. I'll probably do it like as soon as I finish recording. As soon as I finish reading Mysterious Girlfriend X, I'll probably end up doing that video. So in the meantime, let's talk about these other things. Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. I read volume 2 not too long ago, and I've really enjoyed the series. I have volume 3 on my shelf. I'm going to start reading that pretty soon. You can read this on the Shonen Jump Viz app. This series is really cute, and the reason that I have enjoyed the series so much is that it reminds me of like when I was a teenager. I dated a girl who was like the exact opposite of myself. I'm like extremely introverted. I don't seem like it, I'm sure, because like, I do these videos and I talk a lot and I say all these things, but for the most part, like in real life, in person, I really don't talk that much, and I'm kind of quiet. I have, I guess, a stigma or whatever about that. Like that's kind of my thing, my personality trait that people always, mention when they talk about me, that I am extremely quiet and I'm just not really a person that speaks a lot. And so I kind of relate to Shiraishi, who is the dude in the background. He's right there as well. That dude right there, Shiraishi, is extremely quiet, really reserved, kind of blends into the background. People don't notice him. And she notices him. This is Kubo. She notices him, and she actively seeks him out and tries to, bring attention to him, make him stand out. And it's a really cute series. I like it a lot. I've read the first 2 volumes. I have not read the 3rd volume yet, but I do want to read it soon. It's up here on my shelf somewhere, so I'm going to be getting on that sooner or later. But I really like the artwork. I like her art. I like the artwork of Kubo. I like the way she looks. The way that she is drawn, designed. The sweater sleeves are like way too long for her. It's like an oversized kind of a sweater or whatever. And I just think she's a cute character. I like their dynamic. Even though he is essentially like every protagonist in like these kinds of like rom-com stories, and like some of the other ones I have, I think feature like a similar protagonist where there's like nothing special about him, doesn't stand out whatsoever, and it's the girl that is the one who's the character, the one who stands out, and has the personality. And it's like Usa in HITOMI-CHAN is Shy with Strangers, where she's like this whole character, and the guy that she likes, Usa-kun, has like zero personality. I don't really get it myself, but I like the characters. I like the girls in the series, and I guess that's part of the reason that I even bother to read them. So we got next up is No Matter What You Say, Furi-san is scary. I really like Furi-san a lot. This is another one of those cases where like this dude, there's like legitimately nothing really all that special about him, but she stands out. She's like really athletic. She's just like a character who is essentially scary to people. Like they see her and they run in the other direction because she's terrifying, and people think that she is a delinquent, when in reality she's just like a really sweet, young, innocent girl. Just wants to be noticed, wants to be taken seriously by this dude who, like I said, I really don't see the appeal that these characters have for these girls in this series. I guess it's like this whole like nice guy thing that is really prevalent, and you should fall for him because he is a nice guy or whatever. And it's just, yeah, but like the dudes like never really have much of a personality, or like in the case of Rent a Girlfriend, they're just like absolute creeps. Because the lead in Rent a Girlfriend is kind of a creep. But I mean, it's like I like the girls in Rent a Girlfriend, so like I like that series for that, but the lead is annoying. Like he annoys the living hell out of me. Then we've got Tomo-chan is a girl. This has an anime series that's coming out pretty soon. I really like this first volume a lot. It's the only one I've read. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Kaguya-sama Love is War. This is set up in like how to describe it, like it's all kind of framed like this. Like every part of the story is framed in this same manner. Like these squares like that. The best way that I can think to describe it is like those comic strips in like the newspaper. I don't know if you're part of the generation that read comic strips in the newspapers, but back when I was a kid, back in my day when I was like 6, 7, whenever my dad would buy like the newspaper or whatever, I would look at the comic strips or the funnies or whatever, in the back of the newspaper, and it was kind of set up like this. This is kind of a creepy dude right here who's creeping on Tomo-chan, and what I like about Tomo-chan is that she can take care of herself. She doesn't need to be taken care of. She doesn't need anybody to fight her battles for her. And that's kind of the point of the series, where like she is a girl, but this dude right here, June I think is his name, treats her like a dude, and she wants to be taken seriously. In the back here you can see her slapping the hell out of him, just knocking him straight out. And yeah, this is always really cute. I love it a lot. I've actually really enjoyed this, and like I picked up the first two volumes, I think, just back to back, and then I just got volume 3, which is probably the last volume I'm ever going to be able to collect of the series, because it is extremely difficult to collect. It's really hard to collect because all the other volumes are like sold out, and some of them I see for sale for like $50, which is insane. But I mean, maybe one day there will be like a restock or something, and I'll be able to get it again. That's kind of the same deal with Call of the Night. And I didn't mention Call of the Night in this because I mentioned Call of the Night in another video, and actually did kind of like a little segment about Call of the Night in my, I forgot what it was called. It was one of the manga ones that I do, where like I talk about a bunch of series at the same time. I forgot what that video is called, but I'll link it right here or something. I'll link the ones that I've done that are related to romance or whatever, because I did one about HITOMI-CHAN is Chat with Strangers as well, so I'll link those below if you want to check those out. So this one sucked. The Girl in the Arcade. I mean, I have volume 2, so maybe volume 2 will get a lot better, but this is supposed to be a rom-com, and I really genuinely don't see anything romantic about it. It's kind of annoying. Let me see if I can show you something that won't get me in trouble, because this has some slight nudity in it. This dude right there is really good at video games, and kind of this dude works in one of those places, and she goes to the arcade all the time and tries her luck, and pretty much just fails miserably, and decides that he is going to be like her master or whatever, and he's going to teach her how to, get better at everything. And so right here, she's trying to make him teach her how to be better. And I really don't see the romance aspect of it. It's extremely fan service heavy, as you can see right there. But I mean, it's like, I know I'm saying like I didn't like it, so I'm going to contradict myself a little bit. There might be a little bit of a redeeming factor in it, I guess, towards the end of the volume, but for the most part, it's really not that good. I mean, I pre-ordered volume 3. Like, I honestly kind of just went off of the cover. Like, I really liked the cover a lot. There's another one that it kind of reminded me of that I cannot remember the name of. So I'll put a picture of the one that this kind of reminded me of in here somewhere. And I was going to get that one, but for whatever reason, I went with this one instead. And yeah, it's not really that great. There's nothing really all that special about it. This dude really, like, he's not super likable. She isn't likable either. She's meant to be like really cute and funny or whatever, but there's really nothing likable about her. Like, neither of them is likable. That's the thing, you know. So it's like, if I don't like one character, it's okay. Like, if I don't like the dude, in a story, like, which is the case with a lot of these rom-com stories, like, I usually don't like the dude, but I like the girls in them. You know, I think the girls are entertaining, they're cute, they're funny, whatever. And that at least makes it likable. But if the dude isn't likable and the girl isn't likable, then what the hell's the point of even continuing on? But since I do have volume 2, I'm going to read volume 2 and see if maybe volume 2 changes my mind and I start to like it a little bit more. Because I did start to like it a little more when a different character was introduced. This dark-haired girl was introduced, and when she was introduced, I think it made it a little more of an interesting story. So we'll see, you know, where that goes. All right, and this is the last volume that I want to talk about today. This is my Dress Up Darling, which I think is the winner of this collection here. I love the artwork of this series. Like, it seriously has some of my favorite artwork. There's no nudity, but still, I just want to be careful. And so I love the artwork here. I think this is one of the best drawn series of the lot that I just showed you. If anything, I think this is the best drawn series. It looks really clean, and though it does kind of have in the beginning, it has like that, oh my god, we touched hands thing, which is extremely annoying, and I wish that trope would just die already. You know, it's been going on since, like, I was watching anime in the early 2000s, you know, where, like, anybody even, like, remotely touched hands, or if a character said another character's, like, first name or whatever, they would freak out and get all flustered. And I mean, it looks really good. The artwork, as I've said, is really cool. And this is one of those situations where, like, I actually like both of the characters. You know, because like I said in everything else, there's one character that's likable, and it's usually the girl. And this one, like, I actually really like Gojo, but I like Marin Kitagawa, I think is what her name is. Yeah, Marin Kitagawa. Like, I love Marin as a character. I think she's so much fun. Like, I love how, like, she's so oblivious, and like, he's, like, in the beginning such a prude. He's so over the top, but as he gets going, he becomes a little bit less of a prude and starts to kind of just see that she wants him to just make her really nice dresses, which is what the ultimate goal is here, is for him to make her really nice cosplays, which I guess, like, dresses or whatever, you know, so she can dress up in these different fashions, you know, like dresses up like a gyaru at one point. And in the beginning, she wants to dress up like one of her favorite characters from, like, an Eroge game. I think that's what those are called. It's like kind of a romance game, but not really romance. It's like more like, I want to say, what was that book that I've never read that I'm never going to read? Like 50 Shades of Grey. It's more something like that. She kind of wants him to make her that kind of an outfit. And that, like, I watched the anime, so, like, I know what comes, you know, after this, and that's kind of what made me want to read the anime, made me want to read the manga. And as of right now, I have all of the available volumes of the manga, but I'm in the middle of it right now. As you can see, I'm in the middle of the manga. But I just really wanted to do this video, so I haven't really read like a ton of, you know, romance manga, but if I had to choose a winner from the stuff that I have read, from everything that I have read that is romance manga related, to me this is the winner of the the manga prize. For me personally, I mean, I'm sure if you're somebody that's like a seasoned, you know, seasoned romance manga reader, you're probably like, that's the worst title ever. And so these are the volumes right here that I picked, that I ended up reading. I was going to read another one, When Will Ayumu or whatever make his move, but I decided not to read it. I just didn't. don't want to just read stories that are kind of like this, that have like the kind of like the similar writing, you know, I don't know if you get what I mean, like that kind of look like this, that have like a really like similar kind of writing style, like, and even the titles are kind of similar, like this one where like Kubo won't let me be invisible, which is actually a really good series though. And no matter what you say, Furi-san is scary, which is actually like a really good series as well. And like HITOMI-CHAN is shy with strangers. These titles that just have like these really long names, and even the other one, like when will whatever his name is make his move. Kind of reminds me of like all these books that were coming out for a period. You know, like The Girl on the Train. What was it? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, which is actually a really good film and a really good book. I've read the book, seen the film. The original film was okay. The David Fincher one I think was way better. So I still need to read this one. I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. I've just been putting it off because I already know this is gonna completely destroy me. Like I've read Your Lie in April, which was extremely crushing. Anohana, The Flowers We Saw That Day, was also just like really brutal. That it's just like, am I like in the place right now where I want to read something that's just gonna like absolutely crush me? Like I did a whole video series about Goodnight Boon Boon, and that series was really brutal, really tough to read. So it's like I need to like, you know, let some time pass, and then eventually I'll get into I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, because I just do not feel like being completely and utterly depressed. So I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. If you have any like romance, rom-com, whatever, manga recommendations, anime recommendations of things that you think that I would enjoy, please let me know. There is actually one series that I cannot remember the name of. Maybe you watching this can tell me what that series was called. But there were two girls. One of them was blue-haired, and the other one I think was like brown-haired. And I think the blue-haired girl like gets in an accident and becomes paralyzed or whatever. And it's like from the mid 2000s or something. It was this anime that I cannot remember the name of, and I wanted to mention it in this video, but I cannot remember the damned name of it. So if you know what it is, please let me know. And again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. It means the world that you spent time with me. You could have been doing literally anything else with your day, but you chose to spend this time with me, and I thank you for it. And I know this video got kind of long, way longer than I would have liked, but such is life. Please take care.